Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome at Model Kit Beginner. I thought we shake things up a bit and we do something with an outro and intro and see how that goes. You guys let me know. Right, today we have a look, as you can see on the inlet right there. Where are we? Here, right over there. We have a look at the 64 Ford Fairlane. And it's from the fine folks over at Revell. Here is the box. There you go. Different ways you can build this. Beautiful with these white flames. Different types of wheels in here. Let's have a look here. Here you go. You can see all the different wheel options. You can obviously build it as a drag racer. Here you see all the information. And it is 20 centimeters or 7/7/8 inches long. It has 127 pieces, and as I said, it's from the fine folks over at Revell. Now, before we go down to the bench, maybe we should have a quick look of what ScaleMates tells us about this. Right, and here we are on ScaleMates having a look at the history of the 64 Ford Fairlane. This is a 2008 repop right over here. And looking at the very interesting history line, you will find that this is doesn't always make terrible sense, but of course the first one apparently was 1959. So I don't think it was a 64 Ford which they brought out in 1959. And just look at this box art. I mean, you've got to love it. That's just beautiful. Yeah, really great. So anyway, that apparently was the great-grandfather. But having a look at the timeline, the very first 64 one, the one which has the same model, was this one, the Tusker Ford Thunderbolt, also from Revell. And yeah, as you can see, that has the very same front as ours has in our package. So the 64 Ford Fairlane, first boxed in 1990, I would say. And let's see if what is in the box shows us that this is true. So let's go down to the bench and see what this is all about. So here is the box we were talking about. Trying to get the lid off. Here we go. Managed. Oh, I'm sorry, bumping the camera. Right, that's what it looks like. Lots of white plastic in one big plastic bag. There is clear parts. Get to all of that. There's chrome. 1, 2, 3 sprues of chrome. There appears to be quite a selection of tires, and there is a instruction sheet, and I'm sure in there is also a decal sheet. But as we always do, we'll start with the instruction sheet to get more or less an idea what we are looking at. And yes, I was right, the decals are here. We'll have a look at those in a minute. But let's start here. It is an American Revell kit, if you want so, 125. And here the usual engine assembly. We have all seen that one. This is actually transmission and engine together, then all the other parts, which we continue here. So that is all very familiar for people who have built Revell or monogram kits. And we have the headers over here. Right, stabilizer bar, front suspension. I don't see different options for different cars, do I? No. Oh yeah, here's different options for automatic and manual transmission. That's very interesting. I don't think I've seen that one before. That's cool. Then we have the stabilizer assembly, header assembly, front suspension assembly, exhaust and chassis. There's a double exhaust, side exhaust, coil springs, rear rock members, wheels, right over here. Then we have the dashboard and interior. There's decals, placement. Here we go. It's not overly complicated. You see that? It is not at all. And the bumper assembly, rear assembly, engine compartment. You see, I know we have different options as far as airflow is concerned as well. And then we certainly have different options here, which is kind of a street car here in version A, and then obviously a drag car here in version B. I like version A, I think. Anyway, shall we have a look what the plastic looks like? Well, let's start with the tires first. The tires are... Well, here we have some fat, slick tires, which obviously is... There you go, you can have a look, is for the drag car. We have the thin front tires, which have a seam in the middle and are, connected to a sprue. They are branded, mind you. And if you ask me what is the branding, I don't know. Is it Dunlop? Can't be Dunlop. I've never seen Dunlop tires on the model. Where are my glasses? Oh God, now that searching starts again. Here it is. So I just have a closer look. What is the branding on here? It is Dunlop. Wow. Dunlop Road Speed. The thinnies for the front, so they are Dunlop branded tires. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then we have the normal tires, if you want so, for the street model, and they are unbranded. The slicks, by the way, are also not branded. So it's, oh no, they are. Oh yeah, they are branded. And they're also Dunlops. That's very cool. So for the drag version, tires are branded. For the tires are not branded. Let's have a quick look at they have a seam as well, as you can see. Get out of the way so we can, here we go. You can see there's a seam. They have a nice thread. So must be careful when you sand it that you don't sand it too deep. And otherwise I think they're perfectly usable. Obviously the tires on a tree, so that always means a bit more cleanup. And when you get the tires just separately packed. Let's have a quick look at the decal sheet, shall we? Here we go, it's the one and only. We have these beautiful blue flame details, and then obviously we have the details for the drag car. We have two different details for the dashboard, which is very nice. Normally, that's not something you get with the 50s kit, so obviously something has been done to upgrade the decals. A couple of stripes, Ford emblems over here. Numbers for the drag car, and yeah, that's about it. That's a pretty neat decal sheet. I think I like it. I just have a look at these two different options for the instrument panel. Here you go. Pretty neat. Love the decal sheet. That's certainly pretty cool. Let's have a look at the glass quickly. I'm going to unpack it. Here's the glass. This is the front windows. You can see that it has the sunblocks on there, and some of the side windows, I would assume. Then here is the back window. Then the little corner windows, smokers windows as we call them, and some lenses for lights. Looks like you paint the backlights on your own. Or maybe it's still coming in some other. Then let's have a look at the chrome. We have 3 of those. So let me get me knife. You can see I'm prepared for this, can you? Here we go. We have wheels. Very, very nice. 2 different beautiful wheels right over here, and we have the cover for the air filter, which probably have to be de-chromed and redone. Of course, you know, connected it right over here where you will see it. Right, that's pretty neat. It looks like we also have a mirror over here and some light buckets over here. So that's one of the chrome pieces. Let's try to get that back into the plastic, and we succeeded. Very nice. Then we have a small one here. What we have here? Oh, here we have another air filter. So we have different options as far as air filters are concerned. And we have wheel covers, the typical Ford wheel covers from the mid-60s. Very nice. Let's get a bit closer so you can have a look at those. That's actually pretty neat. Very nice. Yeah, let's put it back into the plastic, shall we? Right, and then we have the last chrome tree. There we go. Let's get this out of the way. And there are some loose parts. Well, there's one loose part. Let's have a look at that. That looks like the rear bumper. Here we go. Chrome. Let's just get out of the way there at the back so we can zoom in here. Nice and shiny chrome. You see here at the bottom where it came off the tree. But it's at the bottom, so you might get away with it. Just touching it up, cutting it off and touching it up. Then let's have a look what we have here. We have different options for the front. Now this is the rear, isn't it? So yeah, this might actually be the front bumper, because here we have the rear right over here. Here we go, very nice indeed. That is the front grille here on top. Yeah, that's the one. We have different engine parts. We have the, really? In chrome, the ventilator? Yeah, I don't think so. We have some covers over here. We have top on the engine block and the inlet right over there. And then we have the dual carburetor setup right over there with some handles and wipers. Lots of those parts in chrome which shouldn't be and don't need to be in chrome, but here they are. We will de-chrome them. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's just get the camera right here. I'm sorry, I hit the camera again. Here we go. We will just de-chrome what needs to be de-chromed. I will not cut that out, I'll leave that in. It's part of the amateurism we have around here. Right. Then the rest of the plastic and the red tail lights are all in one huge bag. So let's get this open. And maybe divide it out a little bit. Do the body last. We always do. Everything else we put down here. Put the plastic bag to one side, and let's have a look at the, here we go, some rear wheels. Very nice. We can actually go down a little bit so I don't have to lift up this stuff so much. Here we go, rear wheels in red transparent plastic. Very nice. Then we have a sprue with the auxiliary exhaust system, which I would assume is probably more for the drag car. Here you go. Then we have normal steely wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, we obviously have the smaller ones for the drag car for the front wheels, and then the 4 standard ones. We have the radiator set up right over here, all in one piece. This is probably the backside of one of the wheels, and then we have one of the traditional exhaust pipes. This is mostly interior stuff, apart from the hood, of course. We have a hood like this. We might have another one. Yeah, we do. We have a steering wheel right over there. Very nice, very Ford. We have the seats, which are actually nice and detailed. I'll tell you what, these molds are not the original molds from 58, that's for sure. Everything looks pretty clean, not pristine, but clean enough, really clean enough that it shouldn't be a problem. The rear seat is molded in, so there it gives away that it is not a brand new kit. And but it is textured, as are the carpets. And yeah, as I say, we have these ribbing here on the seats as well. So all in all, not bad at all. We have more wheel parts right over here, part of the front suspension, I would guess. We have that's obviously when you choose to have the manual gearbox. No, let's see the difference, but anyway, when you choose that, then you can obviously use the clutch and brake setup. We have the steering column, we have the dashboard. You know, I always like to have a look at the dashboard. Not bad, it's not super detailed, but it's not bad. Oh, you can make that up very nicely. And yeah, that would be this particular sprue. Here, what is loose is a normal hood or bonnet. So it doesn't have the bulge here. And has the inner structure kind of, you know, just sketched on there, so it gives you an idea of what it looked like. Looks in good shape. Very nice. See, we have two sprues here which are cooked together. We don't like that. Right, here we have a sprue with the gearbox and engine block. Here we go. Go a bit closer. You can have a look. We have the valve covers. We have the front and rear shock spring assembly. We have two different gearbox, the automatic and the manual. And then we have the bottom part, which I think frame is kind of included. It might have a front frame, but otherwise frame is kind of in here. Tank detailed a little bit, and here obviously we don't need much detail because we have the inner glass top, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Oh, we had a look just before. And here we have more wheels. We are certainly good on wheels here, and they are ample of spare parts once you're done. We have a rear suspension, we have the belt assembly for the water pump, alternator, etc. We have headers right over here. We have part of the rear assembly, which probably comes onto this one, and part of the front assembly over here. Yeah, there is a front frame, if you want so. We have the drive shaft right over here. All in all, this doesn't look bad. This looks like part of the cooling assembly. All in all, not bad at all. Especially on the thinner parts, you'll see there's a little bit of cleaning up to do. But it's certainly not a 1958 kit. I can tell you that for nothing. It's not something which you can. I saw the other day, oh no, this kit came first out in 1957. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad kit. As you can see here, it's not a bad kit. Kit came out first in 58, but it certainly had a couple of iterations, and this one looks neat enough. It really does. No, not even sharp edges here. No, none of that. Now, if you look at that, see that? Probably don't, huh? But it doesn't zoom in there. Come on, don't be like that. Anyway, there's a little indentation here. I've never ever had that before. I can really feel it. It's not a sharp edge, but I can feel it's going down here. That's interesting. I actually need to do some filling here. Never had that on a body, so something must have happened. Air bubble or something when they cast this thing. Because there's a little bit of an indentation here. That's interesting. Never had that. Sides look nice. Emblems look nice. Right over here as well. Very pretty. Nice emblem in front. On the inside, obviously, the usual ejection pin marks in the ceiling. And that's it. Well, that's the body, and very, very pretty, apart from this little flaw. I've never seen one before like this. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We had a good look at the Ford Fairlane, the 64 model, the 2 or even 3-in-1, lots of wheel options. All in all, not a bad kit, I think. Good to build. You saw we had that little dimple in the body, which, yeah, it's not a problem. We'll fix that up. It's just interesting. I never had a dip like that, but here it is. And otherwise, I think it's a very, very nice kit, and you will have lots of fun building this. I'm sure I will. Love those mid-60s cars. And I wish you all the best. Hope you have a good time, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.